Hello everybody and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2, continuing on with my Introduction to series. This is video 2 and we're going to kick it up here and show you what the lobbies are and what they've got for you. So, here is our character that we made, our really creepy looking guy, who I may have to give him a bit of a facelift later on, but there we are. Now, we are in the main lobby. This is where you're going to be when you first log in. So, first off, this is a very important thing to know. This is the gate right here. This is the platform that you're going to run down to go out on a lot of your missions. So, good to know where that is. It's right smack dab in the center of the hall at the very bottom, I believe. Or very top. Whichever orientation you're on there. To either side of that is the quest counters. This is where you want to go to pick up missions. So, we're not going to do anything with this right now, but later on I'll show you this a little bit more as we actually go out and get onto a quest with our guy. So, that's one heck of a mech this guy's got there. Anyways, so quest counter on either side. There is kind of an important NPC over here you're going to want to know about. Her name is Coffee. And it's this silver-haired girl here in the uniform. I guess it's kind of a dark grayish, navy, bluish uniform. Kind of hard to tell. But she will be giving you a lot of what they call client orders. And she's not giving me any right now, but they are very important things to have. That allows you to get to more areas in the game. So, good place to know about. So, over here we've got our elevators on either side there. Now, there's two different kinds of elevators in the lobby. The first one is these green ones here. This allows you to travel between different blocks. If you look up here, I've got this B017 in my corner of my screen up here, and that's the block that I'm in. So apparently I'm in a super hard difficulty block, which totally is not where I want to be, but not a big deal for right now. That doesn't actually set your difficulty for missions or anything. It's just to kind of organize players. If you want to play on super hard difficulties, you'll probably want to go to super hard blocks, because like-minded players will do likewise. Anyways, the other thing that you can do with this elevator, besides just going to different blocks, and you can see how full they are here, you can also head to either your My Room up at the top, or your Team Room if you've got one. Now, I'll be covering over the My Room, I believe, in the very next video, so we're not going to bother with that right now, but that's how you get there, is these green elevators. Now, across the way here, you can see kind of an orangey brownish elevator. Those we're going to use in just a minute. That's going to take us up to the second level, which is where all the shops are. So coming back here, we've got rest areas with chairs that we can sit in, all prim and proper. Woohoo. Back here, this is the class counter. Very good to know. It's also where you do all your dealings with your team-related stuff. So, teams are basically guilds. This girl here is the one that's in charge of all the team stuff. There's team information, team names, team profile, status. You can pick up orders for your team, so on and so forth. Then this guy is your class and skill changer. So you can change your class whenever you want to over here for no charge. So just run back here, say class. I want to be a force now. There we go, I am now a force character. But no, I'm going to stick to braver. By the way, if you're wondering why we're level 2 in the braver, it's because shortly after character creation there was a bit of a problem with it forcing me to go do the tutorial, and then the server went down while I was halfway through the tutorial. So we leveled up and nobody got to see any of that, so sorry. Oh, there's one of the Miku wigs, huh? Anyways, that is the class counter and team counter. So, oh, sorry, I almost forgot. From this menu, you can also access your class skills. So when you level up, you're going to get skill points that'll show up in the corner up here, and you can assign them on this screen. Now again, this is all in Japanese. You probably have no idea what any of this stuff does, but there are English skill calculators that you can find online. Just Google it, and they have pretty in-depth information about all the skill trees and exactly what they do. So very helpful. The other options down here are skill tree resets right here. And I'm actually not quite sure what that is, so I'm not going to touch it, but it costs money. So this little symbol here, when you see this triangle with an A in it, that's letting you know that that's something that costs AC, which is Arc's coin, and that is the cash shop currency that you would buy to play the game. Or, not to play the game, it's to unlock extra stuff for the game, like scratch cards, or buy the premium account. So, alright, so that's basically all you really need to know about the class counter, and about all I know about it. Over here you have the medical services counter. You can buy temporary boosts, as well as HP restoring drinks and things like that. So that's this menu. Generally speaking, I don't mess with that very much. There's also a wealth of NPCs in here. Almost all of these guys you can get orders from. Orders are kind of like almost sub-missions, if you will. While you're out doing other missions, you can complete orders for people. Now down here in the lobby, there's nothing really up top, so we can go up here, but there's nothing up here that you can't get to from anywhere else, like these consoles here. Just a couple of NPCs, and a fun way to get back down. Alright, well, let's take a look up at the shops upstairs. So, going in the orange elevator, and here we are. It's a really fast elevator. So this is the shops area. Over there is the big screen, and if you get closer, you can actually hear what's playing. So if you're really bored, you can come over here and just watch these videos repeat time and time again. They often do update information videos and things and put them up there, as well as whenever there's an emergency, you'll see it broadcast on all of the screens that you see around. Now, this wouldn't be a shops district without any shops, so let's take a look over here. First up, this is going to be the armor and costume vendor. Now you've got a bunch of options that are going to pop up here on the left, and that is, the top one there is buy an item. The second one is sell an item. Next up you've got buy an item and put it directly into your storage. This is to sell an item from your storage, and then this is your buyback list. And the very bottom option is pretty much always just to leave. So if you see this thing that looks kind of like a Christmas tree here, that's usually go away sign. So let's take a look at what she's got to offer. She is the costume vendor. Now in Phantasy Star Online 2, costumes mean absolutely nothing for your armor. So you can dress your character up however you want, and it will not affect their armor value. You can click on a couple different costumes here and see what they look like. There's the black version of our suit. So there you are, pretty simple. So in case you decided, maybe I didn't like that costume after all, you can come over here and get another one. It is important to note, however, notice this is a red costume. It says right down here, color, red. You can't change the costume color for stuff that you buy. Whatever color it is the color you get. So there's not, at least to my knowledge, there's no way of changing your costume color. Aside from picking it correctly at the first part. So now I'm going to hit escape and back out of here. Or just click on the X. And it's going to say, hey, you've got a bunch of stuff queued up. Are you sure you want to back out? And I've got yes and no. Be very careful when you're browsing through the shops, because if you click on something just to preview it, like here, notice this goes up a count. That means that I'm buying one now. So you can go back through and manually reduce all of these down to 0 again if you so choose, but it's usually easier just to hit escape and back out and say yes. So that's the costume vendor. Here we have the units, and all the menus for the shops are going to be the same except for the specialty places, and those aren't really shops, but we'll see those in just a minute. This is your armor. It's called units, and they equip on your character. They are actually visible. Right now we don't have any on, so can't see them on us. But I do have a couple apparently. So if I stick one of these on, now you can see we've got this thing on our back. That is a unit, and that is actually how your armor is determined. So you still can visibly see a little bit of the armor, but obviously it doesn't have much of an impact on my costume itself. Anyways, same options here, and they are selling basically armor. And some of these will have little extra abilities. This one is shot resist, it says. So it's got one extra ability, and shot resist will make you less likely to take damage from bullets. However, the base damage resist that this unit gives you is 25 melee resistance. In the center here, you've got your elemental resistance. So this is 3% resistant to, I believe that's light. Okay, now checking over here on the other side. There goes Christmas. Okay. We have our weapons and tech dealer. So, same menu as usual. We can come in here and buy ourselves some new weapons. Now the ones that we're using right now are exactly the same as these, so it's not really much of a point to buy these unless something's got a really nice ability. That's got freeze, which is pretty cool. And this katana has poison. Well, maybe later. Can't afford it anyway. This is your disc vendor. Discs are how you unlock more skills. And you can see here the ones that are highlighted are able for me to be used. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're useful for me, but it means I can learn it. The ones that are grayed out, obviously I cannot learn. Maybe that's because I've already learned that level, or because I don't meet the requirements for it. But, it's like, well, these right here are almost all like photon arts, so kind of the magic spells. And, well, I'm not that class, and I'm not going to be able to use those, so it'd be a waste of money to buy them. You'll see more of skills and stuff once we actually go out and do one of the missions. Now here we have the Techer counter. This is also a very important place to check out. This is where you're going to go in order to upgrade your gear or change elemental alignment on it, as well as identify items that you pick up that are all question marks. So lots of different options here. This is, I believe, your item upgrade or strengthening thing. And unfortunately, a lot of these are in kanji, so I am not able to tell you right offhand what does what, but this is your strengthener. One of these is going to be your elemental changer. And I'm not sure what the other one's for. But there are some English guides that you can find that actually go really into depth on those. And I will see if I can't find some of those later on. I will probably cover upgrading and such in a separate video, so... this right here is where you would go in order to identify an item. I don't have any right now, so that's not going to be much of an issue. Okay, now that's the main shops. There are a couple more here, though, that we need to check out that they kind of hide out of the way. Alright, down here is the home shop. This is where you pick up items for the My Room. These are mostly standard stuff that you can pick up from here. There's a lot more items that you can pick up from out on missions. This is the fun shop. This is where you can spend fun points to pick things up. Extra lobby actions. This is a rare drop chance increaser. Pretty much all of these drop increasers last about 30 minutes. 250%, wow. Photon chair. Chair, no, something like that. So, little accessories and things that you can pick up, and a few room decors and stuff as well. All by using the fun points that you get. There's also some remodeling tickets and things like that to make your rooms bigger or to change your scenery up. Pretty cool stuff. Over here you have the Net Cafe window. I don't really mess around with this one because I'm playing from home, not from a Net Cafe, so yeah. So, cafe point, item change, and blah 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 blah. So, don't have any of that, and generally speaking, unless you live in Japan, you're not going to either. We'll come back and cover these little consoles you see everywhere in just a moment. They are very important. Alright, coming up here, we've got the Este, which is how you can recreate your character's appearance. Now, some of the stuff that you can do in here is free. Some of it will cost you in-game currency, and some of it will cost you the AC points. So, it's pretty clearly labeled what will change. but here we go. What's it gonna cost me to change this guy's eye? I'm not quite sure that that's the same. It's something like that. That's pretty close, right? Oh, wait. There we go. Now, if I want to click OK. Yeah, it didn't cost me anything for that one. Yeah, I'm slightly less creepy looking now. And you can see, yep, the eyes are different. Still kind of creepy looking, but it's better than before. Now, over on the other side, we have a counter that was not here when I originally played back in the day. It is the Battle Points vendor. Now, I am not 100% certain how all of this works, but you can come talk to these guys. And if you trade in these little victory point deals, you can get more items. So a lot of these look like they're units and things of different types. Maybe some image changing stuff, some crafting things. And by the look of it, from what I've seen out in the game, these are points that you get by getting first or second or third place in big group missions. So I believe that is how you get those points, is by doing big group missions. So that's about it for the shops. Oh, almost forgot this one. This is your consumables vendor. There's some temporary boosts and various other items that are pretty much just consumables. So some healing stuff, some stuff that's going to up your magic points back up, or cure status effects, so on and so forth. Now, back here to these consoles. Now you see you've got two of these back here. There's this one that's got kind of a question mark looking thing, and the one over here that's got kind of a broken up cube. Rubik's Cube, it really looks like. But anyways, so this one first. This is where you go to do a lot of different things in the game, all the way from crafting to running your own store to finding your buddies and redeeming item codes and blah 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 blah. So first up, my shop. Right here, my shop. This is where you would either A, set up your own shop information, or B, go looking for stuff on the auction. So this top option is just to search for stuff on the auction. Then you've got the search for a shop. This is to look for a friend's shop. This is to look for a team member's shop. This is to go to your own shop's menu. And so if you go here, you've got the option of putting items into the shop, taking items out of the shop, putting items into the shop from your storage, taking items out of the shop into your storage. This is to check your previous transactions and things to see who's bought what from you. And I don't actually know what that is. Oh, it's the welcome message. Haha. So that's your My Shop menu. Now to have a My Shop, you do need to have either a premium account or have purchased one of the tickets that enables it. So the shop is not a free option. Now here is the auction itself. You can put in an item name here. Most of all of these are going to be in Japanese, so good luck with that. There are ways of doing it, but it's not very easy. Also, you can do a category search. So you've got nothing specific. This is weapons. This is units, costumes, and parts if you're one of the casts. I don't know what that is. That is possibly consumable items. I'm not quite sure. Discs, room goods, order items, so things for those order missions, and then other. So, for example, if I wanted to look for room goods, there's no subcategory. Let's do this one. Costume. I can click on costume specifically, or body parts, arm parts, leg parts. Those are for the cast specifically, or just a costume for any old anybody. And then search down here. There's a lot of different stuff that'll pop up here. Again, stuff that's highlighted allows you to use it. Stuff that is grayed out is something you can't use. There's a little checkbox up here that I can click on, and that is going to filter out all the stuff I can't use. And then this is your different sorting options. But by default, it sorts by the amount of money that it costs, and I'm just going to leave it like that. That's an interesting looking one. Again, be careful. This is just like the shop's interface. If you click on something to preview it, it will put it in your bin. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money for that, so I couldn't buy it if I wanted to. Now, there are multiple pages here. So, lots more options. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But we'll back out of that. Now, down here you have this new option. They just put in this whole new system, and I don't know much of anything about it yet, but this is where you would craft things. Next up is the friend partner option. This is very cool. It enables you or your buddies to set up a NPC version of your character that'll be controlled by AI, but let's say you're offline and your friend is out and playing the game, and they want to bring you along in the party with them. They can bring up the friend partner menu and add your character to their party, and an AI will take over and control it for you. You don't get all of the loot and stuff that you would get as if you were out there in the party for real, but you do get a little bit of a kickback in the form of fun points. So, hey, it's better than nothing. I mean, it's not like you did any work for it. But, yeah, all you got to do is come in here and set this up. You can click on the top option there, and you can have different styles for your character. Slow starter, darker. I'm not quite sure what those options are supposed to be for. And that's just a huge amount of kanji. But these seem to be all different style preferences with your character. This, I believe, allows you to limit your friend partner to being used by friends only. Otherwise, you can have yourself in the free category where anybody could come and use your character out on one of their missions. And you will get fun points for that. So, people can't change your character or anything like that. So, you have really nothing to lose by having your character available freely. So this is just to show you information about that setup. So backing up. Arc search, this is just to search for another player. This is information. Just kind of a glossary of stuff. So there's a bunch of different weapons. And story bits and all of that stuff. So that is your glossary list. This is a play log. Here is your ranking. Pretty sure ours is going to be abysmally low. Then we have item codes, so if you've got an item code, you can put it in here. This is campaign items. They're sort of mailed to you. They show up in this menu rather than in your game mail. And member team something. This looks like it's a list of all of the different teams. And by name. So, lots of that stuff. So that's that console. A lot of different things in there, and you're going to be using it quite often, especially just for the auctions. Then over here, the QB thing. You can put an item into your storage, take an item out of your storage. This is... what is this? This is admin items, so stuff that you should probably put into your storage. This is store money and take out money. Well, we don't exactly have a lot of money. And go back. Now, just to give you an example here, I can take out an item that I put into storage. Now, your storage is shared with your other characters on the account. So since I've got several other characters, I've got some stuff in here already. Kind of like this groovy looking trench coat, which I'm going to take out, and I'll choose to put that into my inventory. Now, I can go in here to my options, click on this, and choose one of my other costumes. Oh, I've got a Santa suit too. And there we are. Now I'm dressed well. That's much better. Notice my unit also has changed color to try to match. And there is my lovely hairy chest. Now you may have noticed there's another console over here that has something that looks like a ticket floating above it. This is where you would go if you wanted to buy premium access stuff or scratch tickets. It's the same stuff that's available if you just click on your escape menu and come down to the shopping cart here. So same exact thing. So these are the scratch tickets, and not really going to go into the scratch tickets in this video, but that's one way of getting them. But I don't see many people using those consoles because you can just do the same thing right here. You can also access the AC shop, which allows you to get things like the premium set, which unlocks all the premium features for 30 days. So basically it's like a month-long subscription to an MMO.
Yeah.
Alright, well that about does it for the shops and the lobby. I believe up next we're going to take a look at the My Shop and My Room, and we'll show you what goes on with those a little bit more in depth. So thank you again for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.